Hi everyone, welcome to this class where we are going to use the find command to search for files. Okay, let's get started. I have the terminal open and I'm currently on the desktop. First thing we are going to do is create a new directory using the mkdir command. So let's create a directory called database. Make directory database. Fantastic. And as we can see, we have a new directory there called database. And now let's cd into the new directory, right? And let's create a couple of empty files inside of this new directory. So we have names.txt. We are creating the, as you can see, the empty files with the touch command. We have names.txt, servernames.txt, address.sql, and then also let's add age.sql and enter. We have 4 files now, and let's create another directory, and let's call this directory data. Okay, great. And now what we are going to do is use the find command to find these files that we just created. We can double check, so we can see we have 1, 2, 3, 4 files and 1 directory. If I want to list every single file and directory in this directory, I use the find command. I type find and then space dot enter, and as you can see, it lists every single file and directory in this directory. Fantastic. And I'm going to type that again. We have find dot, so find command, and then the dot means in the current directory, means return every single item in this current directory. And if I just want to return a specific file, I type find dot, which means in this directory, and then names.txt. So I want shell to return in the current directory the file called names.txt. And then I press enter, and as you can see, it lists every single file in the directory, and in the end it says I found it. It returns the file we are looking for. So as you can see, it shows every single file and directory here. If we just want shell to return single file we are looking for that we type find dot and then dash type and then f. This means we are looking for a file type, and then dash name, and then the name of file we want between double quotes. So let's return again names, and then if I press enter, as you can see, it just returns now the file that was specified in the command. We can do the same, and we can just return surnames. If we just want to return surnames, as you can see, it says in the current directory, it did find a file. It did find a file called surnames.txt. Fantastic. And if we want to return every single file in this directory, we type find, then we specify directory, in this case in the current directory, and then type, and then we type f. So the type can be either f for file, or d for directory, and then enter. Okay, I think I just made a small mistake. Let me go back. We have find dot type. Oh yes, I forgot dash here. My apologies. Yeah, so we have find in the current directory dash type, and then we want to return only type files. Enter, and there we have it, 4 files. If I want to just return the directory, it's very similar, so find current directory dash type D, and I should return one item, which is the only directory we have in this folder. So the F stands for file, and then the D stands for directory, and it returns every single file or directory in this folder. Great, okay, and now let's learn about the wildcard. If I want to search for all files, for all specific files in a folder, for that we use the wildcard, which is the asterisk, and my keyboard is usually above number 8. Let's do an example. We type find, we specify directory, so in that case we want current directory, and then type of file, we want a file, and then we specify the name between double quotes, the wildcard, and then I want to return every single file with an extension .txt. Return, enter, okay. There's something missing, let me double check. Find directory dash type f dash name double quotes. Oh yes, I know where the mistake was. By mistake, I have a space between the star and the dot, so there can be no space there, so please be careful with that. Now if I press enter, it should return every single file with an extension .txt. Fantastic. Okay, let's do the same again with SQL section SQL, and there it is. Fantastic. So the wildcard is very useful. You know, if you know that there's a file with a certain extension, but you cannot remember the full name, and you want to look for it quickly, the wildcard is very, very useful for that occasions, for this type of occasions. Okay, and let me do another example. Let's say that we want to find so let's use the age.sql again. So let's try to find this file again, but now I'm going to change the case. Okay, so as you can see, I'm looking for a file called age.txt. If I press enter, let's see what it does. It doesn't do anything at all. It doesn't return anything. And that's because, as we can see, the A is capital. So the find command, you have to remember, find command is case sensitive. So if you want to make sure that find command ignores the case, so that it's case insensitive, after the dash we add an A, and then it becomes case insensitive, and then if we run this command again, now it should return age. Okay, it didn't. Weirdly enough, let me double check quickly. We are fine. We specify directory dash type f dash name. Oh yes, and I know why it didn't work. Okay, because the extension is wrong. Okay, so I will run this without being case insensitive first. It shouldn't return anything at all. But now if I run it again, and then I add an I after the hyphen, which means case insensitive, I should return age, as we can see. And we can run another example. The other one was address. Yeah, let's make this address capital, and I should also return address. But if I take away the I, it shouldn't return anything at all. Okay, and if define command also allows us to delete files. For that, let's do find dot. So we specify the current directory and then type and then f and then dash name, and then I want to delete the file called names.txt. Then in the end dash and then delete. So if I press enter and then we do ls, as we can see, names.txt has been deleted. Fantastic. That's all we had learned in this class, and this is actually our last class. We have another class coming up where we are going to do some extra bonuses, some extra bonus commands, such as how to use the history command, how can you see how much of the disk is free on your computer, how can you test the network connectivity on your computer as well, and then we have the conclusion. Thank you for listening and for taking part in this course. See you next class. Thank you. Bye-bye.